Okay, this video is for the guards. It says first play, we run trap to the left. Okay, Ife, we need to be lower on the hip. We need to shuffle down. We can't turn and run. Okay, we need to be lower on the hip because we'd move that guy better, and then you can get off to the linebacker that you're supposed to be getting to here. So you need to be lower and on the hip. We're just too high. We're stepping with the wrong foot. We need to go one, two, three. We need to shuffle down and get on the hip. We're just way too high. We got to get that done, especially since we're smaller. This guy is going to be 300 pounds from Owatonna. I'm not even lying. This guy is going to be 6'1", 300 pounds, and you are not that. So we need to make sure we are on the hip and we are punching it hard. Okay. We are punching it hard. So that way you can get up to your linebacker, the guy that would be making the tackle there. Okay. Right now we're just not getting any good movement because we're too high. Ah, Burke, watching you. Pull tight. Yep, this is exactly where you should be. Nice and low on the inside there. Trying to kick him out. Okay, here I know we adjusted it later. On truck and jet, we should be scooping this four technique. That's what we're going to do against Owatonna because they like to slant this guy inside a lot. So we need to turn and run and then close the door on this guy and try to cut him off. Okay, I know we fix this later on in the practice, but the center should be ripping up and then backside guard on truck and jet is scooping the nose guard. So it should be scooping the nose, scooping the four. That's what we're trying to do on truck and jet to the play side. Okay, here we run boot. So where the guy that we're going to trying to log is this guy way out here. So if you get out here and he drops into coverage, yep, this is the guy you should be looking at right here. I'd like to see you attack the line of scrimmage more and not be so far back here because if they run right at you, they're going to blow you up right into the quarterback. So I'd love to see you go attack the line of scrimmage a little bit more. But you do a nice job picking up the linebacker here, which is a good job. Burke, watching you. We turn and run. We get outside the tackle. We turn back. We're looking for garbage. Very nice. We pick up this linebacker here. Try to get in front of him a little bit more. Okay, here we run G. Oh, dang it. H-backs, get out of the way. He should be going to strong safety. Um, and Burke, you do a nice job getting in here. This is exactly what you're supposed to do. Okay, Ife, let's see if you get inside the hole. Get inside the hole. Get inside. Get inside. No, no, Ife. Okay, the hole we're trying to run the ball inside of is inside this kick out block. Okay, so you need to get inside the kick out, Ife. Okay, the kick out's there. I know it's tight. You should be running right in there. You should be squeezing right in there because that's where the ball is going to go or should go. Okay, right where the running back turns back in. Because if we get too far out wide here, like we do, if we get too far out wide, see, even if you did come out here, Ife, you should be nice and tight off this, okay? If you get too far wide, that linebacker's just going to fall back into the hole. I hope you see that. You got to stay tight on those skip pulls. Okay, Ife, this looks better on the hip. That looks nicer. Yep, now we're getting better movement, which is good. We could still be lower on the hip. Okay, I'd like to see you shuffle down and not cross your feet over. Okay, because then it's harder to get off on the linebacker. All right, so we got to make sure we get that done. Okay, I did it again. Burke, I'm skipping you. Sorry about that. Okay, Mosman is wrong. Bad on Mosman. Okay, here we are running trap again. So Ife, good job adjusting. He runs straight up field. It's the easiest kick out in the world. And you can just adjust and peel him out, which we do. Good. Now, Burke, watching you, you shuffle down. Ife, watch Burke. Okay, I know it's kind of hard to see, but he shuffles down square and look where his head is. He's down on the hip. The hip disappears. Now he can work up to the linebacker. I wish he would have gotten more piece of that linebacker though. But that's what it should look like. Shuffle down, punch the hip, then we come back off on the linebacker. That's how it should look on that double team, that cage double team. Okay, this is truck. So Tommy, I'd like to see you turn and run here, Tommy, on this four technique. It'll be really hard to shuffle scoop this guy. I'd like to see you turn and run and try to cut him off. Okay. Molitor, good job running to where he's going to be. I thought you could even be a little bit more flatter, but I mean, he ran to the fumble. So here it's pass. So we would have fan calls, but we noticed that these guys are way, way off. So we really don't need fan calls. So we can just look for work here, which is good. So good job, both guys. Okay, we are running boot. So Tommy, you should be pulling here and you should be logging the first guy outside. So Tommy, you should be going this way. Okay, just like our G blocking. You should be outside here with Molitor, right? So you should be blocking this guy right here. That's boot. All right, here, pass protection. We got a fan call. He's going out. You're going out, out, out. We should be taking our 3 steps. Okay, if he runs upfield, then we push him out and run out with him. If he tries to cross our face, we flatten him out. Okay, so we step out. Good. We attack his inside number. Get the knee to the crotch. Okay, now stay on the inside there. Stay on the inside, Tommy. That's a good job fighting. Okay, Molitor, this is a nice job. Okay, get out there and punch him. There you go. Get out there and punch him. See, when we fan like this and we get out and punch, the reason why we do that is because it sets that width of the cup. Okay, if we just sat here and let him run into us and punch us in the face, that's going to put a big dent in our cup. So us going out and punching them, us going out there is really going to set that width of the cup. Okay, like I said, we worked on this later. Backside guard and center. The center is going to rip up. Backside guard is going to scoop. We're scooping the four technique here. We should be, but Ife, you do a really nice job pulling out here. I will say, if you can't pull out here, you do a nice job getting out there and finding someone to block. That's a nice job. And Burke, I'd say you took a nice angle here. If he's going to run this way, he'll never get to the play. So I'd honestly say if he does this, you can just keep working, go find somebody else. But we did adjust it to this week. You're going to scoop the nose. Okay, this is boot. So Burke, good job getting out here, 7-7, wheeling this guy in here. Okay, good job getting out there. And then Ife, I'd like to see a little bit deeper here. Okay, getting kind of even with Burke. Okay, here, this is a good one to talk about here. So we'll have a double off call. So we would have fan calls, but we have both linebackers walked up. So we make off, 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 off. So we step inside, protect our inside gap hard, try to influence them out. Now they go outside. All right, this is a tough stunt to pick up here because of the X. Um, if we can, and this is something we have to work on, we haven't worked on it yet. It's just time is that and it's on our tackles. If the tackles guy loops, he needs to knock you off and say over, over, so then you can go pick up this looper. So here, uh, we're not going to get it done on this side because they're on two different levels. Okay. But on this side, if Trent runs into you here, okay, he needs to say over, over, and then you're getting off on there. And Burke, you try to do that, which is great. And now, very honestly, they're bringing 7 guys. We can only block with 6, so the quarterback needs to get this ball out now. Okay, here with the 2-2s, we got to make sure we really step in hard uh, and try to influence them outside. We really need to make sure we root our feet so we don't get bull rushed back into the quarterback. Okay, it's kind of happening here. Burke, I like how you're foot firing your feet there. That's nice. Okay, Ife, the reason why we're losing here is because your hands. You need to have your hands inside so you can then control this guy. Okay, shoot your hands inside. Uh, and here with the 2-2s, we can also remember that we do have help with the center inside. Now we don't want to rely on him too much. We do want to step in to try to invite this guy to go outside. We want to try to close this door if we can. We don't want to rely on the center too much in case they slant both guys inside. So we just need to be ready for that. Um, I gotta think about this one. They do run a stunt where they have this outside backer kind of stepped up and they run a game where um, he goes there and he comes outside, or he goes outside and then he comes in. So we might need to make an adjustment with this tomorrow where the tackle makes a fan call and we all have to move over one guy to block that. Okay. And it's easy to see with this guy. He kind of hops around behind here. And so if we see that, we might have to make a fan call where you just step out and he steps to the side. Where you can step out and pick this up, and then there's our center can pick this up, so he doesn't come scot-free. We're gonna have to talk about that tomorrow. So here, this is a nice job. The guard makes the fan call because he has a guy on him and outside away. So the guard makes the fan call so we can get out there and block him. So this is kind of the same thing in essence to this last play, but the guy's lined up outside here. So if he looks like he's rushing and this tackle needs to make a fan call, we can step out and block that. We can step out and block that. Okay. But this looks nice here. That's great. And Ife, good job holding in there. You do a nicer job because your hands are inside. So good job, Ife. Okay, we're running boot to the right. So Chuck, you need to get out there. Molitor, good job getting out there. Now we need to get to his outside shoulder. Remember, on boot, you need to get to his outside shoulder. Okay. Thankfully, he was duped. Okay, but Chuck, you got to pull. You got to know what you're doing. It's just like G blocking. Chuck, good job holding in there. You're a little high, but good job stepping inside and protecting the inside gap. Molitor, you too. Good job stepping inside and protecting the inside gap. Okay, Chuck, good job scooping this guy. That's nice. Just try not to give up any penetration because as you can see that we're handing the jet off right here. He doesn't get there, which is good, but we just want to try to attack that outside shoulder and not try to give up run through up the field here. Okay, and we talked about this later on. We need to scoop the nose, and then he's working out, he's ripping through the play side arm of the center. Okay, but what you do here is good. Okay, we run truck to the right. Sorry, this last play was jet to the left. This is truck to the right. Okay, Molitor, you could run here. What actually what you did here is good. And sometimes you might get help with the Y, which makes your job even easier. That might happen, which is good. Okay, just make sure we get that guy blocked. And Chuck, good job doing that. You're just too high. You need to sit down lower. Okay, we can't just stand up and run. But finally, we do this. Our center could rip and run better to get there. Okay, but this is a good looking play here. Looks like we get it done. Okay, here, Chuck, we need to be tighter. Okay, and we need to hit with the shoulder on the hip. I know you don't have a lot of live reps of doing this, but it's just like the H. It's just like being an H when you're kicking out on power. You need to get that shoulder down on the hip and you need to run through it. You need to have a flat back. You need to be flat back sprinting. Okay. Flat back sprinting through that shoulder. Molitor, good job shuffling down, but you're just way too high. Look at you. You're up on the shoulder. You got to be down there on the hip. You're way too high. We're not going to move anybody being that high. Not going to move anybody. Same thing here, Molitor. You're way too high. You gotta get down on the hip, buddy. We're not gonna move anyone if you're up there. Okay. Chuck here. So we got to stay tighter, Chuck. So when you're kicking out on trap, you need to gain ground into the line of scrimmage. You cannot be flat because we have to anticipate that we're getting movement. You need to be right off of Gabe's butt here. You need to be right here, and then you need to punch the first thing that you see. Okay. If it's the outside shoulder, then we need to punch it and drive it straight back. But since we're so wide here, we're not able to get a piece of him and he's able to get in and make the tackle. Now, our Y could also do a better job here getting inside of this guy. But yeah, we need to be tighter as well. Okay. I think that's a good amount there.